King David, welcome to PUTINWORKTV. We have enjoyed watching your journey and growth as an artist in the New England music scene and really want to hear more about your story. Our focus is allowing our guests to tell their stories front and center without judgment or opinion. Let's dive in. How did it all begin?
So pretty much, man, to be honest, I think it was my mom's, because she used to be recording a lot, and I would just see her up late at night on Pro Tools making music. And then sometimes, like, I would pretend to be asleep, but then I would just be looking at her, and then I'd just see her singing, and I'd be like, yo, I kind of want to do something like that. And then, like, a few weeks later, I was in my nana's kitchen. You know, that's where all the good stuff came out. I was in the kitchen just writing stuff. It wasn't even, like, bars for real, but it was just me writing, putting it together like a song. Showed it to my mom, and she was like, yo, this needs to be posted. What are we doing? Like, you're really going to be up there. I was like, yeah. So that's where it started for real. Nana's crib, mom doing Pro Tools. You know what I mean?
So would you say you grew up in like a musical family?
Oh, yeah. Mom's is musical. Dad was always musical. It's just, we was always listening to 90s hip-hop and soul and Kendrick Lamar. That's always something we play in the house.
Speaking of which, like how you grew up, like where did you grow up and how was that like?
Man, I grew up right on Mattapan, you know what I mean, Nana and Papa's crib, you know. It was always cool because we was always outside riding bikes, you know what I mean. I was cool with all the neighbors, you know, we was cool. We always did block parties. And I feel like growing up there definitely, like, I feel like growing up in Mattapan, it made me more happy because of the people I was around. And I wish I wasn't, you know, I don't take those moments for granted, you know what I mean? Because that was where it really started in Mattapan.
So how old were you, would you say, when you, like, wrote your first rhyme and actually recorded your first song?
I was 6 years old when I wrote my first rhyme. It was called Rapping All Day. And pretty much I had this bar where, like, I mentioned people's names and people heard it and was like, yo, I want to be on it. So I made, like, 5 different remixes to it. And I didn't make my first song until I was 10 years old at the Blue Hill Boys and Girls Club. But fun fact about that, I would actually, like, sneak in when I was, like, 9 years old. But then, like, one time someone caught me and he was like, yo, how old are you? I was like, I'm 9. They're like, gotta kick you out. You gotta wait till you're 10 years old. So I think a week later, it was my birthday. So then I was just in there chilling. So my first song, 10 years old, 2016.
So how old are you right now?
I'm 15, turning 16, October.
Well, what's it like being a young artist in the city of Boston?
I feel like it's cool, you know what I mean, because there's always different inspirations, you know. I feel like I could be looking outside, seeing the city when it's hot, and then it'll inspire me to write a song, you know. And I feel like other artists from Boston, Mackie, for example, Macy, for example, you know, these are people that I surround myself with. And when we make music, it's really just good times, and there's never a bad moment with them, you feel me? And I'm just glad that I get to know them, and they're from Boston as well. So when we come together, you know, we always making something, you know. It's always heat.
What's your approach to recording and making music?
I like to hear the beat first. I know a lot of people, they write the hook, but I need to catch a vibe, you know what I mean? I need to hear the beat, how it sounds, and then from there, I write my verse, and then I write my hook secondary, which is weird because a lot of people write their hooks first, but now I like to go straight into the verse.
Not growing up, in your process so far, so you would say you've been making music for 5 years?
Yeah.
Are you a freestyler or are you a writer?
Both. I can freestyle, I can write, whatever. When I'm on the spot, when I'm under pressure, that's when I'm at my best, you feel me? So if you was like, yo, freestyle right now, I would do it. If you was like, yo, write me a quick 16, I could do it, just like that.
Freestyle right now.
Yo. And you know I gotta keep it real. We in the studios, yeah, you know it's pretty thrill. Everybody knows, man, I gotta go to work. Just like behind me, said it's Rob PUTINWORKTV. How we doing? This is Mattapan. And when they see King David, they know I'm the man. I had to spit a little 8 bars off of the top. And I gotta wait for the beat to drop, man. We keep on going, we keep on flowing. And everybody know the flow is amazing. I praise God every day for waking me up. And then I'm getting to the paper. Ain't no mistaking me, bro. Yeah. Feel me?
Tell me about how you got your name.
So, this is an interesting one because I was originally named David, but at my baby shower, all the presents said to King David, and my mom was like, King David. And then it was just like, yo, we should name him King David. So that's pretty much how my name came to be. And I always like smile when I think about it because I was just like, dang, I didn't even know it was from a baby shower. They just wrote King David, so now my name's King David.
So what motivates you the most in life in general?
I would say my family, because, you know what I'm saying, when I got a show to do or when I got interviews to do, you know, they're the ones that's there for me, you know. Like when friends can't make it, they're always there to make it. So I would say family for sure.
I don't even want to frame you as a young artist. As an artist in general, like, what are some of your goals?
My goals is just to make the best music I can, you know what I'm saying, connect with the people. You know, I hope in my stories and my music that other people can relate to it and feel that they're connected to me in a way, and I could just build from there. So just connections, connecting with the people in general. That's my goal.
How do you want to impact the world?
I just want people to know that you could do anything you put your mind to. I've had my moments of doubts, feeling like I couldn't do what I wanted to do because of like delusions and all that. But when you hear a King David record, it'll put you on your feet. You know what I mean? It's like that cup of coffee in the morning. So that's how I want to impact the world. I want people to be more positive and just, you know, vibe out. YOLO.
How do people react when they find out you're an artist and you're a rapper?
I mean, they're not really surprised because I go to my friends at school. I'd be like, yo, check out my new song. They'd be like, where'd you rap? And I'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, I bet I got that. I'm going to spread the word. So I think it's cool when it comes to my peers. But then when it comes to adults, they'd be like, yo, you rap? And I'd be like, yeah, I rap. They'd be like, yo, spit some. You ain't like, I want to hear you spit some. But, you know, I always leave a good impression. And they always be like, yo, this kid is crazy. So I think it's always cool, you know, when people know that I rap, they're just surprised. And, you know, yeah.
Do you feel a way that you have to prove yourself because you're young? Or
oh yeah, all the time. Cause you know, your first time meeting someone, you know what I'm saying, that's reputation, you know, and it can always be your last reputation. Especially when you're young, you gotta prove yourself if you want to be talked among the GOATs in the industry, like the Kendricks and the Blase Blas, the J. Cole's. You know, you gotta prove yourself. So I'm always working on my pen, making sure things is how I want it to be, and just bringing my best delivery all the time.
how did you releasing your first project or any project like alter your life?
I would say when I first dropped my project, How It Is, you know, it was just like life-changing because I would have never thought my music would blow up. I thought it would just be like one of those things, it get like 20 views overnight. But then I checked within like 2 days and I'm seeing it's getting hundreds of views on SoundCloud. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So people are clearly listening to what I have to say. You know, people clearly like my music. So it kind of changed me to just like, you know what I'm saying, just keep writing and keep going hard because I like that reaction from people, you know.
What was it like being on stage for the first time?
Oh, man. The first time I was on stage, I was actually with Eche, and this was at the Boys and Girls Club. We was doing like a Thanksgiving dinner. And to be real, I was pretty nervous, but, you know, I was always confident in my skills, you know. It was just the first time seeing people's face. It was different, you know. But Eche was like, yo, bro, get a little closer, you know what I'm saying? He was giving me that push because he's a part of Studio Heat, which I was a part of. And, you know, he's kind of been through that show experience. So when I was with him, it gave me an extra sense of, like, security. Like, okay, my big bro's watching me. You know, he's guiding me through this. So it was cool. And then at the end, I was crying, you know. And it was really emotional because it was, like, my first time connecting with the people live. And it was just a great experience for real. So
What role would you say did Studio Heat and the Boys and Girls Club had in your music career?
they played a big role. They're the reasons that I'm able to do, like, most of my shows in my early career. You know, it's all about the connections, and they had big connections. And it was originally just a spot where, you know, moms could send me, she could do her work. But then it really turned into a family because I was just always in the music room with Studio Heat. And they really kept me on my toes, and they just helped me with my music and helped me become the man I am today. So I would not be here if it wasn't for Studio Heat, and that's a fact.
When it comes to your music and you're writing your verses, like, what do you try to convey to your audience?
You know, I always try to write what I'm feeling, so it could be about a girl, it could be about just waking up and feeling good. I want the artists, I want the people that are hearing it to feel how I'm feeling in that specific moment, you know, kind of like a time capsule. You know, when you hear this record and it's about a relationship, you're going to connect to me on some certain level. If it's about waking up and feeling good, you're gonna connect to me on some certain level. If I just want to flex a little bit, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, I'm from Boston, this is me, I'm the illest, you know, I want you to feel confident too in hearing it, you know, because it's a hype record, you know what I'm saying, so, yeah.
What are artists that you aspire to be like today?
Kendrick Lamar.
And why are those artists?
Kendrick Lamar, you know, from the jump, that's always been my favorite artist. And I think it was in 2015 To Pimp a Butterfly had came out, and me, my brother, and my mom was in the car, and I was listening to King Kunta, not even knowing what the song was about, but I was just kind of gravitated towards the way his words, you know, how we put them together, and his beats, you know, and like as I did my research over the years, he's definitely been one of those guys that I've been trying to be like, that I look up to for real, so Kendrick Lamar for sure.
What can we expect from King David in the future?
Expect more shows, expect more music videos. If you're not already following me, IG's @_KNGDVD. It's just a lot more video production and songs, you know what I mean? So you're gonna have to stay tuned for it. I can't say too much, but yeah.
Like being an artist in the Boston scene, do you feel like it's hard to get shows or get shit done here?
No, not really. I feel like there's always people that know what's up. Like with a show, there's always someone that's coming to me like, yo, King, yo, I need you here. Can you do a little 16? Can you do 2 songs? And I feel like it's because of those connections that I built when I was little with Studio Heat. And then, you know, later on, friends would hit me up like, yo, I need you to do this show. It would be cool if you popped out. I feel like everybody's always in tune because Boston is small and everybody kind of knows what's going on. So whenever music is the topic, I'm always the one that's like, yo, I'm going to need you here. So I don't think it's hard. Nah.
How do you deal with the pressure of other people's expectations of you? Because everyone thinks you're talented. Everyone thinks you're like cool, charismatic. How do you deal with that pressure of other people's expectations?
Definitely just staying, like, always being reminded of who I am, you know, not to change for the crowd, because one day the crowd could be feeling this way, the crowd could be feeling this way, but, you know, just keeping my solid foundation and just, you know, not rolling with the crowd, you know, staying with my family. They keep me grounded. My mom keeps me grounded. My brother keeps me grounded. My whole family. And, you know, people's expectations about me, you know, I'm no perfect being, you know what I mean? But I'm just really doing what I know to do. What I'm here to do is make this music and, you know, yeah.
What's your approach when you create visuals for your music?
First off, shout out to my brother Moses, @_Mosville.prod. You know, he's usually the man behind the visuals. And, really, my inspiration is just I like stuff where you can almost feel like forget about the world problems, forget about everything, and you just in this vibe, you know. And I'm loving nature right now, you know. I always try to keep like nature in the background, and I just want to make it different, you know what I mean? Like I just like those short, you know, those 1 minute, 2 minute. You just look at the visuals, you're like, yo, this is crazy visual right here. And then you listen to what I'm saying. I just want that to be a blend, like you're kind of escaping reality a little bit, and you're tapped into what I'm on, you know. So the visuals is always changing, always different energy. Oh yeah, my new song Clarity Forever, you know, it was really just on a truck, and I wanted it to be simple because it was only like a minute and some change, and it was just like one of those times where I was just writing. It took me like 20 minutes, 30 minutes to write, so I wanted the video to be as simple and as authentic as possible. There was no cuts, no clips. It was just a one shot. Yo, record this on your iPhone for me on top of a truck, and, you know, it came together just like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually doing pretty well, so, you know what I'm saying? Simple. Less is more, really.
How do you talk about being a role model for your brother?
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if he's, like, interested in making music as well.
Oh, yeah. Actually, me and my brother, in my early stages, we actually made 2 songs together called Win and Winner's Circle. And he was like, yo, King, bro, imagine if I rapped. And then I was like, yeah, that would be crazy. And then he started rapping. And I was like, oh, Moses, I didn't know you was spitting like this. He was like, yeah, but I don't know if I can write a verse. I might need your help writing a verse. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm down, you know, big bro. I'll help you write a verse. And, yeah, he's featured on my song Winner Circle and Win, and those songs are on SoundCloud at KNGDVD, all caps.
What are your sentiments on, like, your peers in the scene right now? because you just mentioned you mentioned Mackie, you mentioned Macy. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you see up and coming in like New England in general, like for rappers in your peer group?
I just feel the heat wave coming, you know. I just feel like it's a lot of new energy, and I feel like everyone that I'm working with, you know, they're just hungry, they got a vision, you know, and I just see the music scene in Boston going up from here, you know. A lot of shows are being done. My boy Mackie has a show today. You know, I was going to pull up, but, you know, more shows is just being done, and everybody's hungry, you know. It's that time. Like, we're living in it right now, you know. So everybody's got their pen on go, you know, and I'm here for it.
How do you feel about the pressure as an artist to create content and put it on all these different platforms?
I'm not gonna lie, at first it was kind of like, yo, a little bit of pressure because I gotta upload like every other day. I gotta make sure my audience is, you know, engaged, and I gotta be posting constantly. But then I came to a point where it's like, yo, I'm moving at my pace, you know what I'm saying? The people that are listening to me are here for me, you know, so I kind of learned to move at my own pace, not having to post every day, but still having the people that I built a foundation with still rock with me, whether I post a day or whether I post a week, you know, and I'm grateful for that experience, you know.
Are there any artists in the Boston scene that inspired you coming up as an artist here?
Yeah, definitely number one, Eche. You know, that's my guy, always gonna be my guy forever. Number two, Mr. Najee Janey, you know, that's my boy. Him and Milk, you know, they actually came by the crib when I was like 10 years old, and my brother was doing Minecraft, you know. They was like, yo, I see the vision. Just keep at your pen, keep at your pad. And, you know, now me and Najee is getting songs done together, you know what I'm saying? Now I can really consider him like family for real, which I wasn't really sure back then, but now we built that connection. So definitely Najee, Eche, Milk, all them people. Clark Dizzle, family famous, yo. Clark D, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we here, man. Clark, if you're watching this, I love you, bro. I love your content. C4, you know what I mean? We was doing a few club performances, Western Seaport District. Yeah, like more than one time. And hey, yo, Micah, just know we here, baby. You know what I'm saying? Studio Heat. Shout out my boy Micah. Make sure y'all go follow him, YK Micah. And fun fact, me and him, that was like my day one buddy, you know what I'm saying? He was a little younger than me. Like when we was in the studio, he was like 9 years old, I was like 11. And we was that dynamic duo. I was always making music with Micah, you know. And can I tell like a story about a song that we did? Yeah, so pretty much in 2019 we had this song called Please Talk to Me. And I was going through like, you know, some girl issues, and we just kind of wanted to let that out. And we took like 6 hours to record the whole song. But then as we was about to leave and save it, the project got deleted. So we was like, dang, how are we going to recreate this song that took like 6 hours to make within 30 minutes, which was the time we was getting picked up from the club. Mike was like, yo, I know this song is good. Why don't you just... Mike is the music director, by the way. He was like, I know this is good. How about y'all just snap in, do it, and then we can just go from there. And we was like, all right, we was a little skeptical at first, but we recreated the song in pretty much 30 minutes. And now it has over 1,000 views on SoundCloud. So, you know, it's little stories like that is just like, dang, like perfect timing for real, you know. So, yeah, that was a cool story.
How do you feel about hip-hop on a global sense? Because now, you know what I'm saying, hip-hop is worldwide. And there's artists worldwide. So how do you feel about hip-hop in other areas? And have you considered, like, collaborating with artists outside the country?
I feel like, you know, the state of hip-hop, it's always cool because there's a bunch of new sounds, there's a bunch of new waves. And as far as people out of the country, I would just say I'd have to tune in for that myself because I don't even know yet, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's coming for real. And there's always people that I work with that got different sounds but similar vision to me that I can easily collaborate with. For example, my boy Josiel, you know what I'm saying? He's more into, like, the kind of poppy, singy, you know, like psychedelic kind of tune, and we have that same creativity, so it's easy for us to link up and just, you know, work. So, yeah.
What's it like working with veteran artists, being a new artist?
I always feel like, you know, it's humbling, and I always feel like I gotta just rise up to that spot, because no one's expecting the 15-year-old to be professional sounding, to be good, you know. So I'm making sure my pen is straight. I'm making sure when I'm around the big dogs that, you know, I just come to deliver like always, you know what I mean? Gotta prove myself, for real.
What do you feel like is something only you can offer King David to the world?
I can just say my energy, you know, because I know a lot of friends that just hit me up out of nowhere like, yo, bro, I honestly really love being around you. It's just something about you that, you know, that inspires me, and something about you that I just gravitate to. And it's always humbling for real, because sometimes I don't even be knowing that I be making people feel like that. So I feel like the only thing I can provide is just how I be, my energy, how I am on a day-to-day. And, you know, people gravitate to it, which I'm extremely grateful for. Hey, last words. Thank you, Put in Work TV, for having me. My name is King David. Make sure y'all go follow me on Instagram at _KNGDVD, SoundCloud, all caps, KNG-DVD, and YouTube, all caps, KNG-DVD Live. Yeah, more content coming soon.